Come in. We're live. Bam. 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 Tata enwere okwu anyị na-akapi ọnụ. Imepe iru akwụkwọ ọ na-afịọ, imepe iru akwụkwọ ọ na-afịọ. Ọ bụ na ọ bụrụ nwaanyị na-emegbu onye ya na ya bi emegbu. Ọ bụrụ nwoke na-eti nwunye ife. Ọ bụ na ọ bụrụ nwoke na-eti nwunye ife. Ọ bụrụ nwoke na-adakpo nwunye ma ọ bụ na-adakpo enyi ya nwaanyị ma ọ bụ na-adakpo nwa ya underage. Ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ nwoke na-adakpo nwa ya, ọ bụrụ onye na-asị onye nwa ya bịa hotel ka akụzie content creation. Abuse a na-afịọ abuse. Tata anyị na-etinye ọnụ ka anyị malụ ma emele anyị eme. Ndị Igbo be anyị emele anyị eme. So come in. As usual, I'll be co-hosting this live with my very good friend and sister, ezigbo onye Mbaise, Adam Mbaise na Ado Umuahia. Wicked combination. Ịghọtago? Maka na Chioma bụ onye na-enye anyị aka isi wee chọọ, a very very deep analyst. So mgbe ọbụla na-eme mkpọtụrụ ya maka na onye nke ọ bụ. So ka mụ nabata ya na biko moderator kpọgotelu m my co-host. Moderator, please bring up my co-host if she's here already. Ka anyị tinye okwu ọnụ. Ka anyị tinye okwu ọnụ. Chioma, if you are here, please. Ka anyị tinye okwu ọnụ. Ka anyị tinye okwu ọnụ. Enwegasị ndị na-atụ anya fa ga-join anyị wee kwunya bụ okwu. Biko ana m ayọ ọ bụ na ị bụ a lawyer, biko m ga-alaikwa ka ị join anyị if you are a lawyer, so that ka egwu anyị from a law point of view, ife na-eme anyị chọọ anyị na-ekwu maka ife a, anyị na-ekwu the root causes, maka na ụfọdụ n'ime anyị ada amasị ebe mmiri bido wee maba anyị. So anyị na-ekwu the root causes. Kedu ife kpatalụnụ na nwata Igbo ama ejide nwa onwe ya aka ma nwaanyị si ya mba? Kedu ife kpatalụ bụ na nwaanyị Igbo ya na nwatakịrị bi, nwatakịrị ya nwere ike ọbụna ya na ụmụ ya bụ si ọgbọ, mana eme tii ebunye ụmụ ya, eme akam ebunye ya nwa. Ụbọchị a ga-eme akam eme custard, ụmụ elie custard with egg with yena made anwụ akam, and ọ bụrụ na dị ego adịrọ, ka ebe kpatala ya. Kedu ife kpatalụ enwere nke mfu ụbọchị a sị na onye udo ga-achị, ọ bụrụ nwatakịrị nwa ya nwaanyị ka ọ dakpo. Emela anyị eme ọ dị anyị n'ọbala. Enwe ebe anyị si wee mejọ, enwe ihe anyị na-ada eme, anyị kwesịrị na-eme. Before, okay, let me bring in somebody since as I'm waiting for Chioma. Biko I nwekwa rules. Ịbata ịgbala your camera on. We have to see your face before you can join. I can share my co-host. But before then, enwe ike nabata ndị chọrọ ịgbagotenu. Biko ife anyị na-ekwu tata bụ maka ife gbasara anyị Igbo. Ife gbasara anyị Igbo ka anyị na-ekwu tata bụ ife. Ife gbasara anyị Igbo ka anyị na-ekwu maka ya. Anyị na-ekwu maka ya. Biko ị na-abata, ị na-etinye ọnụ. Biko we have to stick to the topic while we are here. We must stick to the topic while we are here. anyị na-ekwu maka abuse biko ọ bụ na ị na-anọnyela anyị gwa anyị okwu si anyị hi si anyị gaa n'iru si anyị gaa n'iru biko tap on the screen ụmụaka isi eme ya tap on the screen, share the live so that others will follow. Tap on the screen. Hi, I love this topic. Thank you very much, my very good friend and brother. Thank you very much. I love this topic. Gbam. Don't worry. I make it like rotata. And we can I make it like maka no efe Igbo ka anyị na-eme Adi Igbo abatago Adi Igbo abatago ezigbo onye Imo State Ada Mbaise na Ada Umuahia wicked combination Chioma Amarellis
Period.
Chioma Amarellis aha otu Chome no
Dalono no anomia unu ga ahụkwa na anọkwa m ọfụma
Oivobo Eka agwa m na ịchọ ịdị n'ụdị ka mmụọ akpọtakwa suit ka mmụọ pingi kwuo package ya yotago
You know that every day we are alive is a celebration. So
yeah.
I'm no really. So I just sit here by the pool a little bit and so okay, later on I'll pick something up. I figured out so but I'm happy to be here. It's a really great topic that we're going to discuss today, so I'm happy to be here to be part of that conversation. Hey Ike, yay.
Tommy, you can introduce and then greet your fans before we continue.
Oh, yes, sure. Hello, Chioma Amarellis Ahagoto. We have been through a journey. Some of you followed me here from Facebook. Some followed me from my other page, but wherever you're following me from, thank you for joining us today. I got Akbare Kowa. We have two guests that are also going to come and join this conversation today, and hopefully we'll have time to also allow some of you to come up to join the conversation. We will be talking about Igbo abuse in our Igbo community. This is a topic that is very, very dear to me. It is a topic that I think it's long overdue for us to sort of start this open conversation. I am Ankucha Hanine today. It's an ongoing conversation because anything our ancestors is na obro omenala when a bad behavior is allowed to fester for a very long time, it can be insulated and accepted as culture. Now, this topic today, I brought a definitive thing. In who the fly am share or say, is it an Igbo thing or is it a universal thing? So, only is the one opportunity about this stage. Equal from that perspective. This is not a thing of being right or wrong, because in our society, with this abuse, it's something that we have to be honest about, and we talk honestly and earnestly about. So today, like I said, I did deep. Some people will be offended. Some people, some people Mana, this is a timely conversation, and I'm happy to be here. If you're joining me from Facebook, hello guys, clock it. Yeah, and I hope that you enjoyed the show today. And shout outs to my co-host Gbam, who is Anama Huakage. You recorded, you edited, and well, not really edited, but you cut them and you posted them on time. Bam is the type of person you also on our so akwam genazo and akwam ge. Anytime you may invite, I may show you up for you. Thank you.
Okay.
Onye na-ajụ ma mgbo oyibo ịnọkwa ebe ma na-asụ Igbo na-atụkwa ilu. I grew up in America, as you already know, so ka abịa jụwa ihe nji na-asụ ka oyibo oru ka nke a esi asụ American English so ọnụ nke I think in American English, so mana ana m ewetukwa olu m ana m ewetu olu m ana m anwakwana enwekwara ndị amụrụ n'ala Igbo zụọ n'ala Igbo sizi anyị today na ha na-anụ Igbo, so I think I have shown that ndị agha gị otu na ndị chi onye nwụchiri m ike zụmakwanụ m ọfụma, so ana m asụ Igbo mana Igbo m adịghịcha perfect, but oru ebe a ga-asụ Igbo m so Igbo orukwana ebe a ga-asụ American English, the accent has to come out obviously, so it is what it is.
Okay, you can mute your mic, Tommy, so that I would introduce the topic and then ndị be anyị na-atụ anya ndị ọbịa na-abụ ma ịtọ enwegasị ndị anyị mere invite ịma na TikTok a ọ na-agba ndị otu anyị aka ekpe edego anyị nwabụ ndị amụsị na 70s 80s and 90s anyị ọ na-agba anyị aka ekpe ofe ndị Gen Z so ụfọdụ ndị ime before ma bata ọ na-adị ka vegeje emeka ọfọ maọbụ kọmputa village jee delwaya phone so because I get they want to navigate. Some of them we can hear hetozu when it comes to followers join the live, so I cover alpha so we're expecting about 3 of them. We know we can also move forward, and then know that Ngwane Kirikwa Anye, you can also join us, you can also contribute. If you have any question, please you can throw it in the comment section. If you have any question, I think one of us has joined us. Onyebata. Okay, I think SP Tochukwu Ikenga is here. Okay. You can mute your mic, Ikenga. You know how to mute your mic? So that... Okay, your mic is mute. Okay, Biko, let's concentrate on the topic we have today. Onye kofu akoko. We will mute you or we'll block you. Ikofu akoko, we would ijena oko. Obro bob nakagana. This is a serious conversation. Choma, let's start from you. You're very, very passionate about this case. You write about it. You are so loud. You are offensively loud. There's how you be loud that people will say, so you're offensively loud. You're so passionate. And I know where you're coming from. You are a lady, Igbo, and we live in a world where some men feel like only them suppose exist. So when people like you speak up, some of us understand. Nyai background of what is going on and about abuse before we delve into it fully. Go ahead, please.
Hey, this topic I don't think is new or topic in our one. It comes and goes, and I think in the past couple of years, because of social media, or these are more prevalent. But I think that the visibility is due to the fact that in families, we know these people. They are in our communities. They attend church with us. They are our neighbors, right? Everybody, every Mother's Day, say, "Oh, I love my mommy. My mommy is the best but all kwandinde mmadụ na-emega see those things. So I think with social media and the way that we use social media and the fact that social media became accessible to everybody, onye ọbụla anọzi na onwe oge na-awụnụ odu ihe a na-eme nwere onye ya enwe kamera nọ n'akụkụ ya esenwu. So now, because there's visibility and people feel the need that obugodi na mama akpọ police or mama menwe anything, at least let me record it and post it. And I think, and you know, we are so grateful for those neighbors that take that risk sometimes to bring it. It's something that I'm passionate about, not because I am a woman. It is because I am a human being. And you know, throughout the conversation today, I will focus specifically around you know, the epidemic, what I consider to be an epidemic of wicked Igbo women in a treated their house help. It is something that is passionate to me. Anytime I'm in Nigeria, I put myself in the middle of it, because I do not believe that minors, I don't think that children may help. But there are times that, you know, in the mother, you know, when they're not educated, then when they go wanted to go see Boroha, I'm agrode, you know, doesn't treat these children as human beings. Imana, what people forget is that once you trade a service for money, when I mean human beings, I mean Africans, I mean Nigerians, not particularly women. Inwe hana kisi where get one mado and you get 10,000 and you get 15,000 naira every month. They are going to exploit and extract every type of work out of that. Ane eneziaka mwatakere, ane eneziaka housemaid, ane eneziaka 7-year-old, 6-year-old, ahungo umaka as young as 5. When came I started weeping, and my mom joined because I couldn't imagine that somebody would look at a 7-year-old usina makamo amne onye 7 can depend on us, the parents. 7 years so these are things that break my heart, not just as a parent and not just as, you know, as a woman, but no rule can see in this video this wickedness is in him. This is not passive aggression. This is not this is not just sheer ignorance or just sheer poverty. And I'm hoping that throughout this conversation, all those layers, part of it is ignorance, part of it is also culture. There is a culture of abuse that exists in our society, that it is acceptable for even so I've heard of people say, you know, my mother put something in my, you know, and these are things that are traumatic to me, that is hearing it. But I know that those things are realities. So that culture of accepting na in a pianwage, and when dinner call her to the point in aju or na this same 40 weeks more no burum afime more. So when you carry that culture over, everybody loves their mother, but there are children that's 7-year-old dog hawk gide bruise. And I love what the police have been doing. I love what the women in ministries have been doing, but I don't think that is enough, because I check iwebe ihe abidro enwe ho family na ama ho neighbor mo mara onye oduru ihe a na-eme n'akụkụ ya. And I think this is a responsibility for not just the police, not just for the ministry of women, not just for the first lady. Tikata kase na ihe a na-eme otu a obrugodi ihe amụrụ amụ ana we can unlearn it. Obrugodi ihe kwesịrị ekwesị, we can we can start to re-educate ourselves that umaka bro in the may help or bokwan Indian abuse. Thank you very much.
Dalo choma enwelebe ipalaka now. The very sensitive that we will come back to, because most of us mbaine aina anocha agbanya osenike agbaga osenanya. You know, some of our mothers till to the point that we doubted if they were really our mother. And then some of us grew up and saw it as, okay, this helped us. But now, what is that called? A cultural misfortune. Let me introduce the uniform man, Noni Titianye. First of all, he's a celebrated young policeman, a man that has really affected his ward through his portfolio. He's the PRO Anambra State Police Command. Recently, he was awarded as the Humanitarian Officer of the Year, a man that is so accessible. Anytime you go to his office, you will see him. He's a friend of mine. He's somebody that we have personal understanding. I got to know him because of his work, and he got to know me because of my work. Let's welcome SP Ikenga Tochukwu. He's a cerebral officer. Let me go to him because I invited him here because I know that Tochukwu is always ready to account for whatever he's doing as a police officer. Tochukwu is always ready to be asked questions. He doesn't shy away from questions like most public office holders. So today, I'm Nandi Police. When it comes to abuse, the police in a very good position to even tell us what's going on. Mandi na amaro. Enwegasị ndị anyị na-amarọ ọsọsọ ndị bịa n'iru ahụ ka anyị ma mana afa nwanne enweta ya first hand. So that is why I brought him here as guest to contribute. SP, please give us a background of what is happening when it comes to abuse in Igbo land. Nyanye background. Talk to us as a police officer and as only Igbo, as a mother Igbo. Please go ahead, please. You can unmute your mic and talk.
Okay, let me start by thanking everyone that is here and also thanking the speakers, especially you, Yam Baba, and Mrs. Choma or Miss Choma. I don't really know the one you are, but I really thank you. I also commend this platform for this kind of engagement. Of course, we are in a social media world, and I've understood that nobody can shy away from social media engagement because it is a platform that you can reach persons and people popularly used for engagement. So I don't take this platform for granted. The topic here is very apt, but let me start by saying Abaram Konsuon Igbo, Konsuon Oyibo, but due to no Igbo topic kind of discuss.
Sola in Igbo, Kaman Igbo is born Igbo. Sola in Igbo.
I got you in Igbo. Okay, Kambido Kuna, we end by in Asina Barabara Roki Oborara. Which simply means when something have been happening over time, people will turn it as culture. Then secondly, I think there is a shift in the world now, and it is happening in every sector. Both just like Marona, social media but right now, people are, even our parents are more engaging in it. And then some of the things that are happening now, because of camera, people are now easily exposing it. Let me say this, that now this abuse that you are seeing is not an Igbo thing. It is something that happened within ethnic and cultural, as the case may be, within the country. But for the context of this discussion, I know as it affects Igbo people. I'm privileged to be the spokesperson on Anambra, and I can talk authoritatively of what we have experienced here in Anambra as it concerns abuse. You see here, most of the times I do ask myself why people are even abusing we have these abusive cases, because at times when you ask most of these suspects on that one age Kaifefaji Meha, their explanation na the scary. They will tell you that maybe no Zulanu nite, and na Ifefaji Meha the thing na actual situation whereby all happens yano, maybe yoje zube ego or hapu ego oje bugwezi egbe or kwụba n'ilo. Now ejukwanu ndị nke na-eme ụmụ nwanyị abuse, ejụọ ya ka Ifefaji emerụ the little girls abuse. Definition ha ga-enye gị ọ na-adị very very scary, and at times I don't have any definition to it, but I understand that there is a shift in the world. Let me draw our mind that now there were two types of justice in terms of when you come for this abuse. There were moral justice and then were legal justice. Legal justice in the sense that, of course, the inflicted injury, if I'm the small child or the abuse itself, the incident of the abuse, if you follow it through legal way, if now you are expected to get justice. But the moral justice in enforce. When you want to get the legal justice done, if now maybe the victim or the family of the victim has a gemba na fachoro ka emecho nwa filu na nka me if a whole lot of things, the community stakeholders will come, the traditional rulers will come, even the family members of those persons that were abused will also come. So on our fear to enforce this, and at times why we display most of these things is not just to praise ourselves as command that we are actually doing our work, but we want to use that displaying it to discourage others that when you do this, the arm of the law will always get to you. But still, it is becoming a thing of worry, and that's my only definition to it. Now, there is a very big shift that is happening in the world today. I don't know how we're going to do it, but the churches, the parents, I can remember while growing up, when this thing about guidance and counseling, before you choose any course, you go to guidance and counseling, they will assess you and know whether you do law, you do science or art. And that guidance and counseling, and then when a child is misbehaving, they will monitor. But these days, those things are the rose. At all. Or it is on a level of maybe not being noticed or not being seen. So it's a thing of worry, and I want us to deepen this conversation, because now a lot of people are watching us and they really want to know how we can be able to cope this. I am on the road. I just went for a function, but because of how important this thing is, I really need to speak on it. I really need to pack and make my own comments on it.
You can adjust your phone so that we can hear you very well. I think
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes,
can you hear me now? Okay. So if I am on the road, but because of how important this topic is, I have to pack, because I just represented the command somewhere, and I really need to comment on it, because we are even tired of arresting most of these victims, or suspects in medicine. So I believe now this platform of advocacy will also reinforce the discouragement and also educate persons that embark in this kind of thing. It's a thing of worry. It's no joke, because as na eburu ozu onye ọzọ ọ dịka o ka esi ekwu eburu ozu onye ọzọ dịka o nwere ihe ọ bụ, mana when it affects you, that's when you actually know that there is a problem. So let's just keep this conversation going. For now, this is my comments and more like an opening remark, and I commend you people for this engagement. Thank you.
Okay. Chomi, let's come to you. Please, if you have any question, you can ask questions on the comment section. We can throw it to the person you're directing the question to. Because I am anabata ndị na-akpa ayala. Ịbara na ayala, moderator will mute you. This is a very serious conversation. So I for na ayala ka ebe ikpa ijebe ọba ọzọ. We are here as mature people. Some of these faces you're seeing here, they are not on TikTok. We have to bring them on TikTok because we want them to comment on this. To get the PRO of a state command to come and comment on some of these things by this time, you can give him a good commendation for that. So, anyị nwabụ ndị Igbo, anyị nwere mmụọ nsọpụrụ, anyị nwere nsọpụrụ na ndị Igbo. Nsọpụrụ is a part of our culture. Nsọpụrụ imejizi maka na ị nọ behind a keyboard, ị na-ataịpụ ife ịma na ife onye na gịnị anọdụ na ịma agwa nwunye ya. Gịnị anọdụ ịma agwa nwunye ya. If they pick you up now and say, come and defend this thing you are typing, as no nya agba wicked. Akwanko ụbọchị ya ka government of Anambra State pick somebody, Igbo News ka ọ bụ Igbo Times, na blog na because na like mmadụ, you na-push narrative you cannot defend. Bikonu, ndị Igbo anyị nwe nsọpụrụ. Nsọpụrụ is one of our core ethics. Nwatakịrị nọdụ anị mgbe a ịfụ okenye ka ọ kwụ ọtọ ibinye okenye anọdụ anị. Our Igbo culture. Ọ bụrụ mgbe ọbụla anyị na-ekwu ife ọzọ ka maka all these cultures. Ka maka all this culture. Kịta nwatakịrị ga-ana anị okenye bịa ọsọ okenye nyapụ ya n'iru. We have to remind ourselves na ndị Igbo nwere culture. So ọ bụrụ na ị ma participate n'ife anyị na-eme, inyela anya efe. Maka na nge na onye akwụrụ kịta ịma agụnwe ya ife a niile ị na-ekwucha. Chomi, let's come to you. Let's come to you, Chomi. Ikwulu okwu maka ka ekwuo maka ndị nne na ndị house help. Ọ na-adị ka ịnekwa anya na ndụ onye nne. Ọ dịkwa ka onye nna a ejebu maid before. From maid, o nwetakwa maid nke ọ dịka na transfer ihe mmadụ ihe offer n'aka another woman. Then ịnekwa anya ọ dịka ihe a na-abụkarị among ụmụ nwanyị na-enwere ka ọra ha ma ọ bụ ụmụ nwanyị na-ejere akwụkwọ. Enwe ndị ifili bụ ndị Igbo na-eme ihe a, and kedu ihe ifili na-ebute this abuse from mother to house help, from woman to house help. Nke ọbụla ifo na social media, ama nwere ma ọnọ nke anyị na-adị more loud. Nke ọbụla ifo na social media, ọ bụrụ onye Igbo. Akwa enwe link mfu ụbọchị ado na nke dịka old video ebe nwaanyị pịalụ media ihe pịagbuo ya bulie jedọ mpụọ n'ime ọfịa. Efo nke chizitere mụ nwaanyị pịagide nwatakịrị ihe, nwatakịrị onye ochie dị ya na-arụ, onye ọfụ dị ya na-arụ. So kedu ife na-akpati ya? Enweghị onye mfu say abolish house help and madam. Go ahead, Choma, please. Over to you.
I think it's a multi-layered thing. A lot of it is cultural, and I equal before saying that when people grow up around scarcity and around a culture where like, I don't know, I come from a family that I didn't get flogged or beaten, so some of the things to me sounds foreign. However, he grow up where that is acceptable. It's like when people tell me what they did during boarding school in Nigeria, and I'm like, you guys are making this stuff up, and you wonder where that level of wickedness comes from at that young age. It's about the environment. When you talk about nurture and nature, when you live around an environment that makes that type of dysfunction and makes abuse acceptable as a form of correction or discipline, the older generation on our discipline, to the point you leave marks on them, something that should get you locked up even as a parent. In America, literally take the kid away. We don't want to take in a foster care because anyone here will need a discipline in one. you know, and then when he wuna iji now, if you grow around that kind of dysfunction where it's acceptable, genuinely, I think, if we look at it from even psychology, right? When they wanna imegido ihe accept or this anything. If you grew up in a family where if you look at it as something that is acceptable, that why in a lot of situations or you grow up in an environment or culture that it is acceptable for you to look at women as nothing. You look at children as had it under you, you know. And always even within Omaka, check how do you go used to it for during her and that culture continues to, you know, cycle generation after generation, and you're passing that trauma. There's a lot of shared trauma. A lot of Nigerians have basic IHA therapy. Most Nigerians need to be in therapy. Yes, and when they I seen maybe all poverty, man, had ignorant, you don't need to be educated to know that you were all so what I can on. There was one that I saw. The woman was pregnant, and I drew at the ministry, women, the minister or commissioner for women affairs, and I drew the lady. Gain knowing in here what I care. Gain me to the point is they adapt. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you talked about the one that this child started convulsing. People who have, you know, people who are epileptic, before you went attack epilepsy, you get where. You might have need to the mud in here or convulse gide, it worry a J chemist, on it to be as it go on no moon maybe only can have to this type of wickedness is deep-seated. It's not an accident. It's not a, you know, it grows up in that culture where it's accepted. Man, there is a culture of poverty that makes it where when I give kucha in here today, if SP kucha there is that poverty where in bia momo imanzu. We're not talking about orphans. If you you can barely feed. In Gbam, those parents it is very rare to see. And then when they happen, I say, but my mommy, you know, made now they quite different from. But why is your mommy hiring a maid at 8, go at the 10? What is the difference? Yeah, watch your 8-year-old man, go at the 10. Why can't you do it? Why would an 8 Maggie G Otonye the 8? We can tell. How can we tell? That girl, you see her for Sharakocho with a ringworm on top of her head. That is the one. We can tell the difference between because most women are motherly, but every mother that can mother one it's a very different. I can see a pet dog more than it is because there is a thing about it where that protection just protect cause or woman first. If the my hen were on no na family ego adero. Ask yourself, onye no one to say Boria, why would you need a maid? All only now that your poverty has brought you into, and when you have all generational obiama had digo you can barely feed in kegi. Here this is scarce, there's that scarcity. Feed Manon 6 years old, 7 years old. He got a 7-year-old child. At 12 a.m. When the other he got sura. Omake eri begging. It's not na ogara na ite tano. and when it came one umaka and what I'm not, and how you can tell because isi hen oyishaka hen wachala kwasioko. When you have protein deficiency, may see gabiachawa reddish blonde. All nutrients are droginaro. So sometimes umaka chose survive. And gazurano or gazurun here. You're not feeding them. If for what I create, what iron, that iron. Do you know what it means to get an iron? You watch the iron, it gets really hot. Even when you yourself, you're trying to iron the maybe akwage. So for it to be that hot that you were damn mad, it died the first one, you smell the burning, that is a level of psychological wickedness. Although it's spiritual, almost at the level where it brought madu, inane neonya hoka madu. Because even ewu and atro, even pets, man treat this type of wickedness are dizeka. And I so wicked Igbo women, wicked Igbo women, wicked Igbo women. I don't really care if it is a universal problem. I'm an Igbo woman, and I'm a proud Igbo woman. I'm more concerned about it in our community. Makana more na video na ade popular na social media. Oh, mwanyi Igbo kana afukari. How do we know? Because hana see you. Inekwani irundi na eme ihe. Hana dosi ihu ka nso na enwe no ka ha yesi hot or fly. Know to some of these people abroad strangers like a relative or something, maybe a distant relative, maybe and when they can this is a cultural thing that we have ignored for a very long time. And it is, like I said, conversation, it's a continuous thing. And we have to keep commending in through the here. And when we now, and I also think, that I want to ask some questions, SP, about what the law currently says. As somebody who, for me, I always think about knowing the law is very important. Right, I might hear law about what happened, about particularly about child labor. I want to understand child labor laws at the state level, and I also want to understand where law name is. I know that there's a law that exists now about certain things, but here the law about hiring minors as helps. What is the time and when age limitation on and also so what is the statute of limitation for these crimes? What is the statute of limitations for people who perpetuate these things? Go 5 years. The video so those are the things in Machoka SP maybe based on what the law where the law currently stands on these issues. Thank you.
Ijele speaks. I can see you, my brother. Yes, we'll bring you up. We are bringing people up. It's open for everybody. It's open for everybody. So Ijele, my man, we'll bring you up. SP Kenga, Ajojo Chaloge. But in Azayaba Jojo, Achom Kegwa ma poverty and where a role to play. Poverty and where a role to play in all this when it comes to abuse. Omna poverty when a role to play. Gwa any role if you more go that poverty play when it comes to abuse na Igbo. Gani Rubiko.
But let me just also reiterate that this, but the way we're discussing it is because we want to treat our own side first before we can escalate it to other places. So right now, You asked a very sensitive question, and question which is an open secret. Why I say it is an open secret, because abuse, yes, is a part of crime, but is a crime. There is no law in Nigeria that says that guarantees abuse. We are asking, abuse, how will the person, how will they, what will be the penalty for each law? Yes, let me, just like what we all know, child labor is not something that is encouraged. The law discourages it. You don't bring up a 5 years old baby or a 5 years old child, or 6 years as the case may be, to come and live with you, and you expect that child to be doing a work of a 19 or 18 years old person. But I want the context of where this thing is coming from. That's why it's very difficult. I spoke about the moral aspect of it and the legal aspect of it. So when we talk about the legal aspect of it now, the legal age of adulthood in Nigeria is 18 years, which we all know. So when a child is below that age and you are exposing that child to anything that has to do with labor, or forcing him, or using a kind of maybe because of the child is not exposed, or the child is vulnerable, let me just use vulnerable in this context, and you now use it to get something out of the child, of course it is an offense. And if maybe the police or any of the NGOs will get up to you, you are going in for it, depending on the level of abuse, because always some abuse, just like you said, where an incident, we don't treat it as abuse. We further step it up as attempted.
Ikenga, we're having problem hearing you.
Of course,
We're having problem hearing you, and then we missed we missed a lot of things you said. So if you can get somewhere,
Bill.
No,
So,
we are losing you. We are losing you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Differs.
You have to
try
bring him
need
back
to.
on his network.
Okay. When he has a better network, we'll bring him and ask him the question. Ijele, if I na-ekwu, tiela anyị ọnụ n'okwu, tiela ọnụ n'okwu. You're a man and you're a father. Kedu ihe ifiri me ọ dịka abuse abịazie nwasa na ana Igbo, dozie aka ọkpọ ụmụ ya bịa nnọọ ana Igbo bịa nnọọ kwechiri mgbe ọbụla anyị na-anụ akụkọ dị iche iche na ana Igbo, akụkọ na-ada dị ntị mma. Go ahead, Ijele.
Okay, my brother, thank you so much. Na this thing na-adị na-ekwu ụfọdụ ndị enwere okwu ọfịsa kwuru before, I wish na ọ nọ na-anụ ihe na-ekwu si na ọ bụchaghị about Igbo thing, mana mgbe an event ga-eme like 20 times 19 and a half and ahụ aka from one particular region, nwanne nwoke serious problem. Ihe niile na-afụ na manifesting bụ anaghị efuru arụrụ n'ala Igbo, ihe emebigo. All these things ọ na-emebikwa mgbe anyị na-eto, mana nke kịta the wickedness nọ n'ime this generation efuru ụmụ nwaanyị ndị anụ from 28 years wee ruo ebe 50-55 years ọ dị ka wickedness abịa mịa mgbe atọ steeti tọkit bụ ihe a n'isi Anambra, Imo and asọkwa m nyocha na-efu ndị Enugu ma Ebonyi ga na-eme ya o, mana ị na-ekwu okwu ebe ọ dị more prevalent ka anyị na-agwa n'onwe anyị nke bụ eziokwu. List each and every one of them in the past 5 years. Kebe majority of you are no as. Gini na-eme ya all because many people believe na ime oppress mmadụ ibe ha bụ ihe na-eshow na ha nwere power. Ndị be anyị like ị na-eshow power. And if ebe a na-eshow ya mgbe onye a na-eche anya ọ dị ya ka ọ ga-ana na free na ya. Ọ dị ya ka o mee emepe na-asị na mmecha gị mgbe oge were m ego mechie kesi gị. All these type of things bụ ihe need ime address. And mgbe ọfịsa na-ekwu na the family will come, these people they will say oh that they don't need this, they don't need that. In law, families o Igbo o whomever you are on justice. That's why they have government. You can decide to buy somebody now and the family will say oh we don't want problem. That does not mean that the government will not do its duty. And the reason this thing is not prevalent in our time is that over the years it had been happening. Why growing up? If you don't know ị ga-ama ị na-ajụ ka ebe ụmụ okwu a na-ekwu na ijimagba odibo ka ebe o si apụta. Ọ bụrụ na odibo bụ ihe ọjọọ mana ọ ka esi eme ụmụ odibo. Ihe a bụ ihe anyị niile fụrụ mgbe anyị na-eto. One ihe ejima ndị medi mgbe ha na-eje akwụkwọ otu akwụkwọ efe ka a na-eje most of them, and ụfọdụ n'ime ha 1 o'clock ojebe skuulu. Anyị nwere onwe ha jee skuulu n'otu ejesi skuulu nata na-edi nne ya dị ife onye nke a ka o yi akwa skuulu ndị akwụkwọ efe na-eje skuulu ya gbasa onye mgbe. And inene this thing ọ bụrụ na ọkịta anụ a ka enwere punishment. Those days a man for anything. Now on solution, the churches, this is where they need to come in, because the church has become an institution in an Igbo and is an integral part of the society. But no, Madam name ya dia soro na ndị na-enye donation n'ụlọ ụka efu ya ọ na-echie fada, chie ụkọchukwu, chie pastọ. Mgbe a na-emere ọ bụ na o so na ndị na-enye donation na meeting, nwa Med bụkwa onye obodo ha, onye ọbụla akpa. Every year asị gị na a na-eje August meeting, ihe a na-eje akụ ebe a bụ onye nwa ya tụrụ ime na onye nwa ya tụọkwa ime, onye ghọrọ ụmụazị ghọrọ orange na ndị nke jeje ghọrọ pineapple mmadụ. But all these type of issues amịa elu. Why? O nwere ike madam na-eme ya ha ga-aba moto ya jee meeting ma ọ ba moto ya nata, ma ndị a na-akụ gani. Be your neighbor's keeper. At the roadside, and all this I don't care attitude in a full or what's home neti econo on go and azuri or ga-eme nka no. Onye ọbụla kwesịrị ịma na enwe responsibility inwe. I cannot be here for my neighbor na-eme nwa mmadụ that mụ na gị na-abụghị eburugodi ya before ndị family abịa. Everybody nwere role to play, including the government, the police, And when we use social workers, in the social workers, so your passes will give me make I give them. Also see here, Hana pastor. But on that cage, safety net for all these people, for those that cannot fend for themselves, for those that cannot speak for themselves. I'm happy now. This lady in Anambra State, if you be now, at least we have a information. We see all those things. I've got me from Mumwa in that natural munkeha. So the existing law, any this threat in there, not just this threat in there, implement it. Any traditional ruler, Potano, they made a charge him for being accessory to such abuse. Many Omas, their lives are go wasted. Many of them are turned to go to monsters because of all these things. At the end of the day, Omas are a mature with your own children and the same society. Kebo de can event that anger. Kendo de can bunia. That na Igwenda Abero no should have no basis in the administration of justice. Ono sorry aburu mamu mamado that does this thing to one mwado. Igafu iwere candle.
A quick one. Let me ask you a question, please. Let me ask you a question. You can mute. Let me ask you a question. Ikuroku that na iha wickedness, no wickedness among Umuwanyi Igbo. Kedu the role Umuwakenya? Because these women are married and they have husbands, just like in Chisiterem, their husbands are in that house. That woman can do the role of a man when all these things are happening. In Asana Waka Amaro na made in a je akuko efifio. In Asana Waka Amaro so can do role as Umwoke Nehan Neme. Go ahead, please.
Na ụfọdụ ụmụ nwoke ndị Igbo anyị na ọrụ nwoke n'ọnụ ka ha na-azazi ọjọọ na akwa amụ. Ụfọdụ ekwesịrị iwepụta amụ ha nye ha some of our ladies because e nwere ụmụ nwaanyị na-eme ihe sọfụ ụmụ nwoke a na-adị ememu. Ka ihe mere ga-eme ọ inwe authority n'ụlọ gị. E nwere ihe a na-asụ nwoke isho manhood ya. Keki ga show manhood in like otu anọ na any of my wives are not gide pụta si na ọ ga-anọ n'ihu na like amụkwara ga-amụ. Number one thing bugodu anyị nwa bụ ụmụ nwoke ọ dịkwa difficult ịfụ nwaanyị kwesịrị inwe maid n'ụlọ sef. Gịnị ka ọ na-arụ? Gịnị ka ọ na-arụ? Ịnọgide itinye ebe nchi n'ukwu enu. Ụmụ nwoke kwesịrị mgbe a na-ekwu take control of home, ọ bụ ọsọsọ iweta ego nri na ịkwụ ụgwọ akwụkwọ. Ịnọ na be gị na-ekwu na ka ọ ga-adị na ka ọ ga-adị. Stamp your authority there. Mgbe a na-asa mụọ nwoke ya bụrụ nwoke in every ramification. In fact, nwaanyị ọbụla na-eme nwa ọbụla abuse every onye ọbụla ka a na-achaji the woman na na-achaji di ya. Si kpọrọ ụmụ nke ha kpọọ ya ndị ọzọ ha zụtụrụ ha. Ihe ọbụla nwunye ya na-efesi di ya kwesịrị ifesi ya at least by 80%. Because keki ga-esi n'ọnụ ụlọ such a thing na-emesi m n'igwe ha idea. A na-achaji nne, a na-achaji nna. Because you are as an adult in that room, you nwere responsibility. O nwere ihe bụ ọrụ gị there, and oke n'ọrụ gị bụ na esi no, this will not happen. I no follow na police, you ihe ya na ya so. na-akwụ m na-enene ịma ka o si adị. So a kwesịrị ime ya extend. Ọkwa failure of ụmụ nwoke stand up and do their duties ka ijikwa efu society anyị ji dị otu ọ dị. Ifuzi ụmụ nwaanyị asọkwa m ụmụ nwaanyị ejere mee enjoy, mana ọzi ịbịazie n'ime ụlọ ịmaghọ nke buru olu nwoke ịmaghọ nke buru olu nwaanyị. Mgbe ị na-aṅụchara one bottle of start nwaanyị aṅụọ na 3. Mgbe a na-eme were aka ekpe were ike ọkọ na-ata. Ọ ya mere iji afụ a na-asị gị na mgbe mmadụ luzu ha na cultural identity ya, cultural values ya disappear. Ndị nna nna anyị ha nwechara ama n'ọhịa ka eji hold a society together. Mere o ji wee bụrụ their own society ji wee dị better than nke anyị by far. So ụmụ nwoke niile ịzakwa nwoke again. On what aka like nke ebe ị nwurugoro n'ụlọ gị na nwaanyị ga-anọ n'ihu gị na-ama treat nwa maid gị na ịnọ. One no need go do permission gị metụ nwa ha aka n'ahụ. Ọ complain orugo enwe bụ na ọ gbajiwo unu aka, unu akpọnarị onye nwe. Kpọrọ nwa akpọnarị ndị nwe. Ebe ọbụla ịfụrụ nwaanyị ọbụla na-emegbu nwa maid, di ya cannot deny knowledge of what is happening there. In which case, na-enwe ha na punishment ọbụla a na-enye nke nwaanyị si na-ekwu ya nke nwoke. Thank you.
Daalụ nri Ijele, biko you can mute your mic. Ọ bụ na netwọk Ikenga adịgo mma, Ikenga biko ka ifu iru gbanye kamera if your network is good. And then Choma, if you're here, I have a question for you. If not, I will direct the question to Ijele. Ikenga, if you're here, please.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Because,
okay.
Let me start by apologizing to everyone. It is because I'm on transit. I'm trying to meet up to Oka because of NJMJ represented at the command somewhere. But not just because of how important this topic is. I said I must join. And notwithstanding, we fair Choma Jo Gbam Ojo Maka the laws that are that we can use to enforce or rather punish those people that are doing this. So what I was trying to explain them, but then were levels of abuse. There are some abuse that you don't treat with kid glove. Maybe treat it on the level of one year Barcelona wicked or 1 year Melonia or something. Or some of our abuse for just like the issue of cheese term, a maruno pure attempted murder because of the degree of the infliction of Alwe Melo that child. Okay, I was having a discussion with someone some time ago concerning the level of this abuse. He's an elderly person and a very big stakeholder in Anambra. He said something that is very worrisome. Osim na maka abuse. Because I am following the comments somebody commented, or rather in this our engagement. The person said that now, if there is a shift in the world, that we should learn how to adapt. But the person did not understand the context of what I mean. There is a shift in the world. But let me just say what the man said. He said that na Ikenga, no de kwa konde unara ka na muzi now. Danda unchanara no ha na diazo wozo, because of the degree of hate and actions that people take. He said it and we laughed over it. But when I got home, I became worried over it because at times when you try to see the reason why people do what they do, as in you can't put the two together. Now coming back to the laws are just so clear in it. Depending on the level of abuse, that is when we can enforce whatever we can do. Child right 2023 Child Right Act stated it clear that not only abuse of a child, even a child marriage, in as much as we don't experience it here. I believe it is more in the north, but notwithstanding, it is still a level of abuse, and we don't take it for granted. So for me, I believe that when we start create this discussion more, that is when the sensitization come. Because just like I said, maybe in the name had the degree of and the damage and the psychological effect on these children at the long run. So it is something that is we need to talk more. In fact, I even if we can do it maybe every weekend as it permits, we can create a topic around this thing and be discussing it. I mentioned about child marriage. Yes, I said it happens in the north more, but I can tell you that we are seeing the handwritings here in Igbo land and in Southeast. Why? Because we have I think sometime last 2 months we recorded we saw one video of one child. I don't know whether it happened in Enugu State or Anambra or Ebonyi. I can't really place where that incident happened, but Amam Nandefoya can also reiterate what I am saying, where a little girl was given out to marriage. For me, that is the height of abuse. When I'm married, the person cannot even think for herself, and they are exposing her to marriage, because marriage is supposed to be a very big institution. Now it's still the same thing, that now where a woman will go at the level of giving out his child to someone, and that answers what you asked me, Yam Baba, where you mentioned about whether poverty contributes. Yes, poverty contributes, and it's also relate to what in the opening remark of what Choma mentioned about where our parents should in a family from or more like 15 or 20 as the case may be, then at the long run the child in our Bambere. So it's all in response to most of the questions that have been thrown to me, especially you, Yam Baba, the one you mentioned about whether whether poverty contributes. It contributes, and poverty is of two types. Yes, somebody not having money is a type of poverty, and somebody being illiterate, being ignorant of what he's doing is also part of poverty. And how do we now assist these people? In as much as, yes, we know that the government is trying, we on our own and with the guest speakers I were here, we are really trying, and we are also part of trying to eradicate poverty. And the kind of poverty we are trying to eradicate now is to a situation whereby we enlighten members of the public. This thing na barabara okay or borara. And a part of what Choma mentioned, that our parents should zuta umone fagazu. The shocking thing, Buna, yes, the case of Chiziterem, which is what we are being re-emphasizing here as an example. Chiziterem, from the little information I have, I think it's not even a case of Madu Zutanwaga Azu, nor a case of maybe where a mother is not too financially strong, and maybe exposed her to somebody that she thought that will be of an assistance before if and it also goes back to parents. We always say parents should create an intentional relationship with their children, because it will give them that avenue to speak up. Because in the degree of the wounds in Chiziterem body, if we not bury him in a week and bury him in a month, and if that child, yes, in as much as he's not he's too small to have that to speak up for himself, and thank God to the people who be around there that was able to expose that. If that child have a strong relationship with the mother, or a way to reach out to the mother. It's shocking that now when you come to some families now, if the little children now have the number of their parents off heart, is a very good thing, and it is as a result of some of these advocacy, some of the way we are trying to eradicate poverty by sensitization, which we know. I know that if Ijele has a viable business, he can also get some persons to work for him. I know Yam Baba, you always have core members have come to your podcast studio where I see core members. It's a way of encouraging people to work. So let's just keep this discussion going, and I know that we will get there. And if we get there, we will still not relent, and we'll still make sure that we get every stakeholder involved. And I wish to humbly seek that maybe when we want to have this discussion again, which I know we will have, we need to have a government body, not police now, maybe somebody from the state government or the federal government. Because I can remember while growing up, when this thing about National Directory of Employment, whereby a child, when you don't have anything doing, the federal government will engage you in skills. I don't know whether it is still in existence now, but if it is not, let's just keep talking and make sure that we get everybody involved in all we are doing. Thank you.
Dalorin SP Tochkwi Kenga, I will still come to you. Maka, you mentioned passively about guidance and counseling. And then can you hold on a bit so that just keep the question? Can you hold on? Oh yeah, go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead, Ijele.
Yes, go ahead.
Kiru Kawode are the two Igbo police officers that are easily accessible by our people. Now, please, Anambra State, Imo State, and Abia are at the forefront of this. Most of these cases are happening in these three states majorly. And as somebody from Anambra Command, please, sometimes the government and all these NGOs are not even in the right people to carry out this measure, because many of all these solutions you brought now, you'll be expecting them to move with it. It will never happen. So I'm asking, is there any way, any plan, as maybe as a part of a police and civilian relationship, is there like a program or a seminar whereby you people will call the people, send out invitation from all the 21 local government areas in Anambra State, and maybe train at least in each local government between 5 and 10 people that will carry this message, make it like a program. I'm sure many people in Anambra would like to key in. There are many people that will show concern in terms of sponsorship. Is there any way you people can use it as a kind of your own program to get in touch with the people and make it road into the community and train people that will be taking these messages to churches, especially as August meeting is coming? You select some communities, they will go there and lecture 15-20 minutes of lecture. Is there any plan? Please, it's like a sensitization program. Thank you.
I like what you mentioned, and let me use this opportunity to thank you, because we all believe that you're a very strong voice when it comes to ills in the society, and I'm not taking it away from you, and I wouldn't take you for granted in terms of these engagements. The truth of the matter now, police is a service-driven organization, and the service we provide is security and safety. So it is in this regard, Kamji Cho, to open our mind on something we already know before. There are so many things that police have created to have an engagement with people. We all know what we call PCRC. PCRC is a police relation committee, where we have stakeholders that assist us in policing. But because of overtime, the members of this PCRC are retired civil servants, persons of senior citizens, most especially. We step it up with creating a youth wing for it. But we also observe that now people are still having that notion that now PCRC is also for stakeholders and senior citizens. That's why the then Inspector General of Police created something that has to do with the teaming youths, what is called POCACOF, Police Campaign Against Cultism and Other Vices. Why we put it like that is because we want everything to be part of it. And in cultism, other vices, we believe it covers both the abuse and everything that we are discussing here today. And then most of the advocacy that you mentioned now, yes, we have a platform where we discuss all these things. This platform gives us an opportunity to go to schools. This platform gives us an opportunity to go to church. This platform gives us an opportunity to go to have an engagement with members of the public. We can raise any topic and discuss. We can go to primary school, secondary school, and the university, as the case may be, and have an engagement. But we all know that as police, as a service-driven organization, we also require sponsorship. So that's why this kind of platform is here. It is not my making that I'm here, but I know that whenever they engage us or call us for something like this, we are always ready to make ourselves available so that we can talk and reiterate it. And another thing that is of worry for us, why we created this platform, because now then this platform, the POCACOF I'm talking, and when so many coordinators, why we do that is because when I'm talking against the ill in the society, people will see it as my work because I'm in uniform. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? But when Ijele talks, people will see Ijele as a concerned stakeholder in the state, and people will listen to you more. When Choma talk, people will be like, oh, maybe she's a victim. What made NSAS so passionate or gave that drive was victims of the alleged brutality that police had then came up and they were talking. So that was the sympathy that wiped up the whole thing that happened. So it is also in that regard, I just have to open our mind. That now, me that is talking now, people will see it, oh, is he not a policeman? That is what he's supposed to be saying. But when Yam Baba has created this platform for him to have this engagement, you see that people will be like, no, there is need for us to talk about this. So it's a thing of worry, and I know that we are not there yet, but Obidota Adebamma, we will get to somewhere better. Thank you.
Darling Ikenga, I want to throw a general question. Mano, get directed out to Choma. Choma, you mentioned something about some of our mothers. Some of us never experienced it from our mothers. And when they hear your mother get tigi, mba, inaju whether monya or your mother. You know, and when they hear no tigi, most of us, 80% of Watakili Igbo to with our set. And we go one or two occasions that he doubted that na onya motalia due to case where Zuya case where kuya here. Some of us they to focus no discipline. Some of us even loved our mother for doing that. Mana now, Odezaka, some of those things is actually what is now metamorphosing into this type of abuse now. You know, discipline now. You know, go no America now. You know, want a claim here, say talk, use your mouth. You go. Kedu, where is the place of the type of discipline our parents in Yelanye? I ain't wabundi Nigeria, I ain't wabundi Igbo. That some of us say no is we feketa. Keta apia kita want a claim if na school. If the mother simba piania, you know, ada piazi here, and then so some of those things I put as training. Would you say no abuse umba? And then that some of us now internalized it and now transfer it to others. Go ahead, Choma.
Yeah. So this is not something that a lot of Nigerians love to hear, but most Nigerians need to be in therapy. And I don't say this because I'm trying to compare America to Nigeria. Is because most of the things that in Nigeria through you calling discipline was abuse. That is why that culture of abuse is normalized in the psychology of the average African. You know, now people are adults and they can joke about it. Oh, it is not something to be, you know, be proud about or call discipline. Now, most of these parents did what they considered to be part of discipline, and there are Africans or Nigerians who make the argument, "No, in Haiti, or well," and that's ridiculous because Nigeria doesn't function like Eben Datiri that function well, govern and exist. So that's neither here nor there. There's like literally no data to say that it is that you know the Nigerian kids may turn out the way they are. Otherwise, we'll be at the top of every food chain in the world. African men would be at the top of every food chain, above every race. It is not that.